Welcome to The Long List, a podcast where we celebrate movies and other pop culture through the storied art of rankings. There are no wrong answers, no bad opinions, and hot takes always encouraged. I'm Josh Muller. Today I'm with my brother Jack Muller, and this episode is all about The Godfather Part 2. So, we already did our Godfather Part 1 podcast.
Aporta.
We already did our Godfather Part 1 podcast. You certainly don't have to listen to the first one first, but, you know, it'd be kind of weird if you didn't. We'll cover a lot of the same categories for this movie and a lot of new fun wrinkles planned, including best Michael and Vito moments, some acting categories, and director flexes.
Yeah.
So, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
So I guess we'll keep it. So I didn't even tell you about this. I hope you saw it. I will keep it light in the first one.
I got it.
Okay, no, you got it. Who are the 5 characters you'd least like to get a beer or cocktail with from The Godfather Part 2? I guess you could do from both ones, but
you got enough in Part 2.
I have a feeling our list will look very similar.
All right.
So you give your list.
Might be the order that will vary.
You give your list, and
right.
I'll feel like what? Oh,
nothing.
And then I'll fill in the blanks or do my order differently.
All right. So 5, I got Connie.
So did I.
Nice. Yeah.
A little bit more of a bad hang in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of feeling herself.
Yeah.
Merle, on the other hand,
is my number 4.
Oh, really? I was like, maybe I want to get a drink with Merle.
Merle is a dweeb, dude.
Yeah, but he sits down. He's like, can I get a drink or something to Michael Corleone, who's killed 1,000 people at this point.
But that's just out of idiocy, not like confidence.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying, if I'm trying to sit down and have a drink with somebody, it seems like I'd at least want to hear that guy's opinions on things.
Not after he interacts with Michael like that. I don't want anything to associate with him.
That's a good point.
That dude just talks about him as if he's not there. That whole scene is great. I love it.
I have that coming up later.
Okay. Number 3, I got Michael's bodyguard. I don't even think he has a name. That was my
number 4.
But that man is terrifying.
So
it doesn't
scary.
ever not look like he is like he's going to kill you.
Right. That guy's following everybody around at the party. First of all, when they go to the Cuba party, he brings this scary corpse with him, and everybody. I don't know how you don't think that you're all going to die. Right. First of all, second of all, Michael like during the Cuba party at one of the stops turns around and kind of gives the guy a nod.
Yeah,
like I would be like, "What was that about?
Yeah.
Can I ask a few questions about this? And can I leave?"
Right.
I don't know what that nod was for, but
fucking third of all is. The smallest characters in this movie have the craziest names, and this is an unnamed person.
Oh, yeah.
He has
I don't know what his name is.
He doesn't have a name. He's listed as Michael's bodyguard.
That's great. What I have. Bodyguard / hitman.
Number 2, I got Don Fanucci.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Yeah. No, yeah. I was thinking somebody else.
That dude's a creep.
Oh, I didn't have him on here. That's a good one.
Yeah. He's horrible.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Number 1, of course, is Senator Pat Geary. Fuck that dude.
No way, man. That guy's trying to party.
Nah. No, he's set up. I hate that dude from moment 1.
Oh, yeah. I hate him. But, like, you know, kind of gets down a little bit. I don't know. All right. I have a slightly different list.
Okay. Wow. You didn't have Pat Geary on there.
I didn't have Pat Geary on. I thought about it. But then I was like, if anything, he seems like he can turn on the charm.
How did he survive?
Well, they need him.
Right. But then he does the thing, and then he still survives.
Yeah, but he can still be... That's how Vito gets politicians in his pockets. You want to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I had 5, Connie. 4, bodyguard.
Mm-hmm.
3, I had Hyman Roth.
What?
I don't know, man. That guy just seems like I would want to use him for wisdom. I don't think I'm trying to like have him and be a drinking buddy.
I would watch a football game with him.
First of all, he's half the time he's not wearing a shirt.
Right.
I don't want to see that. Second of all, he's just like complaining about a lot of things. You know, he's an old man.
He is. I feel like he's a lot less charming in like the second scene.
Right.
Like the first scene, I'm like,
let's have a tuna sandwich.
Right. Yeah.
Let's watch a college football game.
Then he takes his shirt off and.
Yeah, we lose all that.
Yeah.
And gain some mares.
Right.
Number 2, I have Michael.
Oh, that's a good one.
First of all, he's always drinking water in this whole movie. So like, even when they're having daiquiris, he's just drinking water.
If he invites me to a drink, though, I will be having it with him.
Oh yeah, this is who I would want to have a drink is the list. Oh God, because, I mean, you do anything that Michael says,
Right.
but I don't. Doesn't seem like a fun drinking buddy. He's always talking business. You can barely hear him.
I don't know, though. The scene that he drinks with Fredo has a great time, even though he doesn't fucking get what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got you.
And number 1, I have Al Neary. Who
Yes,
is
I thought about
Michael's bodyguard / murder operator.
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Kills that
That's a good
hooker,
one.
man.
True.
That sex worker. I shouldn't have said that. But yeah, it kills that hooker.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a rough one.
That's a rough one. I got that coming up later, too. Ugh. I said I was going to keep that light, and then we ended on Al Neary, and Jesus.
There's no light conversation involved.
All right, let's get right into it. I intentionally didn't ask you in the last episode, are you a Godfather 1 person or a Godfather 2 person after your recent round of watching and researching?
I've always been a Godfather 1 person. This time around, I feel like they balance each other out pretty well. That sounds like kind of like a cop-out, but I feel like...
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm a Godfather 1 person.
Okay.
But when I'm done with Godfather 1, I'm like, I could go for watching a 3.5 hour, like way more confusing version of this.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. The thing about Godfather 2 is it's just like, by the last 30 minutes, I'm just like, wow, I'm not having a good time anymore.
That's it.
A
right
totally like different situation.
It's one of those rare things where there's a debate between something. It's like, I don't really care which side you're on. And if you're a Godfather 2 person, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to argue anything fervent. I didn't pronounce
Right.
it right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue anything fervently on this topic. I am also a Godfather 1 person because while I wouldn't call it a fun movie, it's certainly more fun than Godfather Part 2.
Right.
Which is a phenomenal film. But like, I got to take a shower afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
I got to reevaluate how I'm treating my family.
Right.
It's dark.
It doesn't,
And that's the point.
Right. And it doesn't tie up in a nice bow as much at the end on purpose.
Right.
Like the first one does, because there are a lot of question marks, which we're going to get to later.
Oh, I'm going to get to them.
But, you don't, I don't know, certainly the first time you watch this movie, you're not like, oh, I get it.
No.
Or like, I understand everything that just happened in the movie.
I still don't get a lot of
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, you don't get as much of the family in the second one. I mean, you get the family,
It's just
but
all
like,
bad.
yeah, but there's no Vito, there's no Sonny, and I really like the interaction between the brothers and the fathers.
Yeah.
And then everything on the family, and we can make a clear parallel for the like Italian heritage is all lost in the second one.
Mm-hmm.
The family's lost in the second one, and Michael loses his self in the second one. So, I agree. I'm a Godfather 1 person if I had to pick, but that debate's out there, and I don't really care which side you're on. They're both wonderful for different reasons.
Pretty crazy that, people argue for a first one or sequels are, and we're going to have our sequel episode eventually, but sequels are historically not
as good as the first one. Yeah.
This is literally not only like the best film, but the sequel to it is also argued to be better.
Yeah.
It's not about the sequel thing. It's just the fact that those are the two movies. It's like, those are the two movies.
Yeah, and if you listen to our first podcast, we talked about like if you were going to see a publication's ranking of the best movies of all time and you didn't see The Godfather, that would be shocking.
Right. Either one of them.
But if my caveat to that is if you didn't see The Godfather but you saw The Godfather 2, you'd be like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of
They're
those.
going with
it's
that.
one of them.
Yeah, right.
It's one of those.
That's it's a Godfather 2 person. I get it.
Yeah.
Which
Respect.
is crazy how they can sort of execute on such a high level on 2 consecutive films.
Yeah.
And even though a lot of the same people worked on both of the films, they're different. I mean, they're parallels to each other, but they're different.
I will say this time around, I was a little surprised by but the more sequely moments, they do a lot of parallels, but like, some people might call it, copying or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you get a lot of the same stuff, a lot of the same points of the movie. You know
well,
what I mean? Like the wedding scene.
I had that coming up first. Yeah. So let's just jump right into it. So in the first one, we start off with the wedding scene. And in the second one, even though there's like a little prologue in Italy.
Yeah, that's really good.
It is really good.
I forgot about that it happened first.
I did too. I thought it started off
for a second. I was like, am I watching a different edit or something?
No, yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
The little opening. Anyways, sorry.
Well, okay, so I have parallels between the opening wedding scene and the opening, what is it, a first communion? I think it's a first communion. Mm-hmm. So here we go. This is a little thing I noticed. In the opening wedding scene of part 1, there are, I think, FBI agents out by the cars, right? And Sonny goes out and blows up at them, and he breaks one of the cameras and then throws money down. In the second one, a waiter brings drinks to the, I don't know if they're FBI agents or what, but there are people out keeping track of the cars, and a waiter in a tuxedo brings out cocktails on a silver platter to them. Very interesting difference to me. It's a wedding versus first communion. We touched on that. No Italian music in the first communion, which is a big point of Frank Pantangeli's sort of trying to get the orchestra. That's a great scene.
It is a great scene, and first 20 times of watching it, I'm always just like, this is funny, and you're like laughing along with them until you really start to notice that that's on purpose, and then it's like, oh, this is kind of sad.
It is kind of sad because in the first one everything's so Italian, and in the second one it's got to be intentional. There's like no Italian heritage whatsoever. Frank Pantangeli also brings up, hey, where's the sausage and the peppers and sausage or whatever he says. And he just realized that Michael and his family have lost that part of their identity, and I think in a big way have lost that part of their family. There's another, I don't know if I had this later, I'll just say it now. There's another part in that scene. This is not one of the parallels. but I'm going off on a tangent here, where Michael's kissing his son goodnight, and he says, Did you have a good time? And he said, I got lots of presents, but I don't know who they're from. And that is in my, like, a big red flag. Like, they don't have their family anymore. In the first one, everybody's...
It's like, sure, they're losing their Italian roots, but that's like a bigger, symbol for he's literally losing his immediate family.
Yeah.
Like, losing control.
And the people he's bringing in close, I mean,
which is ironic, because that's all he's ever trying to do is for his family.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And he loses them all. There's also, this isn't quite that, but another difference is there's like multiple super sloppy drunk people at the Tahoe first communion, and there isn't really that at a wedding. At the Italian wedding, people have their shit together.
Even Clemenza's drinking wedding out of a damn
Clemenza's pretty
pitcher,
testy,
but like he's having a good time, and it's a party. The meetings with the Don are much different. In part 1, they're very respectful. People are paying him homage whilst asking him for a favor, which I guess is something that you can do for a Sicilian on the day of their daughter's wedding. I don't know if that's actually true, but in The Godfather it is. Right. And in the second one, we have a few meetings. The first is Senator Pat Geary, who is like openly racist against Italians and burning bridges and asking for money. Comes in hot.
Yeah.
Bold.
I
have a little bit more on that scene coming later too. Then you have Johnny Ola coming in, who's nice and he's whatever, but wants to kill Michael because Johnny Ola is part of Hyman Roth's crew. Then you have Frank Pantangeli come in, and he is just he's part of the family, but he is spewing at Michael. I want these people dead, morta. And
I love that scene.
It's great.
It's great because this is also quite deep into the scene, into the whole party in general. It's
very long, just like in part 1.
Right. And the Frank is like the last, probably, one of the last things that obviously.
He is. My next one is Frank can't get a meeting. Whereas in the first one, everybody gets a meeting.
Right. I'm kind of more getting to, he's been like, I'm talking about his performance now. He's been toasty the whole time. It's kind of comedic. He's like super toasty. He gets in there. He's obviously still like drunk, but like something about him, he like is like speaking more clearly and like just comes in like way kind of more composed and a little more like
focused,
angry and focused. And it's like, whoa, I kind of didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Aport. Gigi. Aport.
Morta. So basically the whole point of bringing that up is that the meeting styles are very different and they're much more turbulent in part 2. Mm-hmm. So I just think those are interesting, and in my opinion, they have to be intentional parallels.
Yeah. Also the way that they, because he has a couple other scenes inside, I feel like, with like maybe Kay or something. They're moving around in the house, it feels like a lot.
Yeah.
But I also think maybe it is the same room, but you're just getting weird vantages of it, and it's different times of day. It's a little, it's tough. It's interesting. I like being in there though.
I do too. And there's also like really big windows to have views of the lake, so it's also kind of like, is this a separate room? Is this the same room?
Good Tahoe movie.
What?
Good Tahoe movie.
Good Tahoe movie. Or what other Tahoe movies are there?
I don't know. Can't name one. There should be more.
Top 5.
Great
man.
Yeah.
Another big parallel is between Vito and Michael.
Mm-hmm.
This is not necessarily parallels between. We can do more on between 1 and 2 if you want.
Right. No, we're talking about
the big parallel of the movie is between how Vito handles things and how Michael handles things. If you haven't seen The Godfather Part 2, first of all, what are you doing and why you're listening to this podcast? But we go back in time to things that happened before Godfather Part 1, and then we also show what Michael's getting up to after the events of Godfather Part 1. So we're going back and forth, and we're jumping back in time throughout the entire
You literally just told everybody to stop listening who didn't know this. So
well, it's 2025, Jack.
No,
movie's over 50
You can
years
keep
old.
listening though. It might inspire you.
That's true, I guess. So really interesting parallels between those two characters and how Vito is rising up in power. Michael isn't lowering in power necessarily. I guess in some ways he is, but his character is degrading.
His well-being and just like emotional, but like, he's getting darker.
His morality is disappearing. Yeah.
He's probably feeling that he's not like his father.
Yeah. And I do feel like Michael is often trying to do the right thing or what he thinks is right, but it just, I don't want to take him off the hook here. He's definitely an evil person. He
loses sight of important things.
Though. Yeah, he does. Do you like the Vito stuff more or the Michael stuff more?
In part 2, do I like the Vito stuff more or the Michael stuff more? The Michael stuff, I guess, but I really like the Vito stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have this later, but Coppola dials it up to 15 in with the directing and everything he's doing. I mean, it's just like absolutely beautiful cinema.
Yeah, it really is. I think I like the Vito stuff more because it feels more like part 1 to me, and I'm more rooting for Vito than I'm necessarily rooting for Michael. But I will say the Michael stuff is more complex, and I think I'm in the minority on how I feel about that. I think most people like the Michael stuff more.
The Vito stuff's
and
good.
We're gonna tackle a lot of it.
Yeah, it isn't that. There isn't that much.
There isn't that much.
Yeah.
It's a little one note, but I just like seeing him navigate.
Yeah,
and
it's great.
And then there's big swaths of time where it's like, oh, now he can buy a manse in Italy. It's like, how did that happen? But anyway, we know he gets there. All right. Top 5 Vito moments and top 5 Michael moments. I have my list. Do you have yours?
Yeah, and I kind of did like actions.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like things that they did, not necessarily like scenes or like moments, but like specific actions.
All right, go for it.
I don't know.
Or do you want me to go first? Because I kind of did moments.
Yeah, you go first.
All right, I'll go first, and then we'll see how our things differ. I like when Vito gets the free piece of fruit from a person in the stand. I'm doing my Vito list first. Free piece of fruit. So it shows that he already has respect, and then he tells the guy, if there's something I can do for you, let me know, and I'll help you out, or whatever he says. And it's like, that's what he wants. He wants people getting favors. And it's a cool little moment to show that he's got the respect of the neighborhood. I love when he says, I'll make him an offer he don't refuse for the first time. That's kind of like chalk and obvious, but I love that. I love when he's talking to the landlord who wants to kick the woman out and has a dog. And it's a slow conversation. He's being really nice. And then he goes, but of course the dog stays, right? And he goes, what? How could you? The dog stays, right? How could you order me around? Oh, and the landlord blows up and he goes, why don't you just ask a few people about me? Just go ahead and ask a few people around the neighborhood. They'll tell you I never forget a friend.
Yeah, I got
love
that
one. Stuff.
I did that one.
You did that one?
Oh, yeah.
Killing Don Ciccio in Italy, in Sicily, and killing Don Fanucci is just so sick.
Yep.
And I got more on that later. So go ahead, give me yours.
The second one, the Don Ciccio, makes that's like my number 6. I don't know really why I didn't put it in there, but it's good. I think it's just, I'm at that point in the movie where I'm like, okay, this is just like, it is satisfying that he does it, and it's super cool. And it's
my God, really that knife rips through his torso,
super
man.
Cool. Number 5, similar to your number 5, but I like when he doesn't take the box of food from the store owner.
Yeah, I almost put that one in there too.
Mainly because it's just like, dude, that is look how big the sausage is in there. That's a nice box of food, man. Like, I want that box of food. But it's just so badass that he doesn't take it. And then it's interesting that he takes the orange later. Yeah. And it's just an orange. And he's like super grateful when he does it.
Yeah.
Number 4, I did helps the old lady. Or helps the lady in and that whole thing. Number 3, I did travels to America alone as a little boy who didn't speak English,
and apparently has smallpox.
They just casually say that. Yeah. Also, maybe I might come up later, but that's like top 3 scenes for me.
Oh yeah.
Really number 2 is when he brings the pear home.
The pear home, yeah.
And they cut into the pear. It's really nice. And number 1, I did kills Don Fanucci.
Good stuff. All right, you want to lead it off with Michael?
Yeah, this was tough.
Right. We have other Michael lists coming up.
Literally like hard to do, kind of. Number 5, and it's a tough one, but number 5, I did Kisses Fredo.
Yeah.
It's, a very infamous scene, but it's just like everything about it is just like so like cool that he did that.
Yeah.
And then he says that, I know it was you. That must be the most terrifying thing to ever hear.
Oh my God. Fredo, man.
4, and we addressed this in the previous podcast, so I think we'll do it now. Before I got Michael talks like he does, like his father does about his own assassination.
Yeah.
In the first one, he's doing it. Vito's saying it about Michael's assassination, how they're going to kill him. And in this one, it's him saying it in the exact same matter of fact way. They're going to come at me with, which one was it?
Well, I think he says they're going to take me to like a secure location for my safety. And at that place, I'll be assassinated.
Yes. Right.
Something like that.
Yeah. Nice. I don't know why I didn't write it down, but I figured you pretty much remember what I was talking about.
I don't need notes.
But it's just so, I remember noticing that kind of maybe for the first time in the first one and how he does that. And then when I saw it in the second one, I was like, oh, it's the same thing.
That's interesting. I had another kind of, it's similar but different, but I have it as my number 5, so we'll get to it in a second.
Number 2, I just did Goes Fucking Nuts. I mean, it's just, I guess it's not necessarily a moment, but they're multiple, and it's just like...
They come up in my top 5 Pacino line readings.
Right, yeah. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Number one I did goes straight to Hyman Roth and goes and meets with them right after the assassination attempt on him.
Oh, yeah.
And just like puts himself, just puts himself there, feels him out.
Yeah.
Can't really tell if he has figured it out.
I didn't put that in my questions, but I had that too. Also, he goes and sees Frank Pantangeli. Did he already know that he wasn't involved? Because he goes to see him, who's Frank Pantangeli is living in.
Oh yeah, he's in New York. I
think it's either right before or right after Hyman Roth. He like goes to see both of them, and Pantangeli's in the Corleone house.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, I think he's feeling him out, and I don't know what Michael knows at that point, but I think that's the point. You're supposed to think like Michael.
Yeah.
In this movie,
right,
trying to figure everything out, and I have yet to do it, but.
Well, it's the kind of the big mystery of multiple things, which I know. Oops, sorry, I hit the mic. Which I know we get to, but it's just like you don't know what's going through everyone's mind,
right? And they're kind of giving it to you through Michael, and he's supposed to be like 7 steps ahead of everybody, but I don't think like a mafia overlord. Right. All right, here are my 5 for Michael. So this is the one that's kind of like what you were talking about, but not really. The assassins try to get him from his window, and then he sits down and talks to Tom Hagen afterwards.
Oh, such a good,
really good scene.
Yeah.
And he says, Tom Hagen asks a question or whatever. He goes, no, unless I'm wrong, they're already dead. Unless I'm very wrong, they're already dead. How does he know they're already dead? And they are, because they find the bodies of the assassins later. But how does Michael know that they're already dead? And I got more questions on that coming up later. It's just a little Michael, like 7 steps ahead of everybody moment.
Well, I mean, he just immediately has people out. What if he's just confident in his men?
No, but the men don't kill him. They find them. Well, I guess they don't explain that, but they find them dead.
Who kills them?
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's my point.
That part
how does Michael know?
That part confused me. I was like, ooh, I must have missed something.
Yeah, no. It's coming up. So similarly, in the baptism, in the first communion scene, that was tough. He's talking to Connie. Merle's there, our guy. I got more on this coming up even after this.
Oh, I could have put Merle, yeah.
But he basically says to Connie, if you don't do what I'm asking you, you'll disappoint me. And that's like, he's like standing there and Gordon Willis is in his absolute bag. Nobody can see anybody's faces. But Michael's looking at them and he's like, you'll disappoint me, with his hands in his pocket. And it's just like, oh shit, this guy is like controlling everybody. And that one little, you'll disappoint me is probably, and then she ditches Merle, man. Like, right. I'm not trying to disappoint Michael. Oh my God.
I don't know this Merle.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Oh man, I got that coming up.
Yeah, in the darkness. Hold on, just like I love that. Like Gordon Willis was like went into this Tahoe house. It was like nice. You can't see anything in here.
Turn off the lights.
Perfect.
Get those lights out of here.
Wait until dusk.
We're gonna use the moonlight off the lake to light this whole entire scene.
Put a candle in the corner. We'll be good.
I don't think so. Get it out of here. Yeah. I like the fact that he has to and eventually gets Hyman Roth. Like, and it comes up with Tom Hagen. Like, why do you got to go after him? Like, he's gonna die. Yeah. He's been dying for the same heart attack for 20 years.
Right.
He's got to get him, and he gets him.
That's a good death.
It is. I like that he found Frank Pantangeli's brother in Sicily and brought him to the trial as a little ace in the hole.
Oh, I definitely thought I put that on my list. Maybe it comes up on another list. Oh, it does.
Okay. But I like that. That's a good Michael move.
Yeah,
and then I like
that's so badass. Wait, where happened?
Senator, you can have my answer now if you like. The answer is nothing. Not even the fee for the gaming license, which I would prefer that you put up yourself.
The answer is
oh my God. That's a badass Michael line. I have more coming up on the Frank Pantangeli brother too.
Okay.
There's a lot of questions that are going to come up, and I got questions. Anyway, Michael versus Vito, an interesting parallel. They both have their moments. We have more Michael stuff coming up too. But before we do that,
I skipped one. Yeah, it is on my list as number 3. Brings Frank Pantangeli.
There you go. We're on the same page.
There you go. My bad.
I think you said you were giving 6, and then maybe I just internally heard 5 things and thought that was good. Maybe not. Go back and check the tapes, Josh.
Nice podcasting, Jack.
Yeah. No, that's good. We're good. I think we're going to take a quick break before we jump into the rest of our list. So we'll come right back. All right, coming back. Some stats for you. Godfather Part 2 was nominated for 11 Oscars, 6 wins. Here we go. It won Best Picture. Your nominees: The Towering Inferno, Lenny, The Conversation, as we mentioned, I think in the last one, also a Coppola-directed movie, and Chinatown, one of the greatest movies of all time. Pretty good year. Haven't seen The Towering Inferno. I don't think I've seen Lenny either, although I might have on TV. It won Best Director, so he did not win for the first one. He got it for Part 2. Al Pacino did not win Best Actor. He was nominated. Here are your other nominees: Dustin Hoffman in Lenny, Jack Nicholson in Chinatown, Albert Finney in Murder on the Orient Express, and your winner, Art Carney in Harry and Tonto.
Yeah, that's a travesty.
It's one of the, I would say, biggest travesties ever. I mean, even if you gave it to Dustin Hoffman or literally any of the other 3, Jack Nicholson's fantastic in Chinatown.
So good.
Like, I'd probably still disagree with it, but I would get it. But the Art Carney thing, I don't know as much about it as everybody else. I've read and I've heard in other podcasts that it was like a thank you award to Art Carney for a long career in movies. But Al Pacino is phenomenal in this movie. So that's a rough one. Supporting actor, 3 got nominated, and one of them won. Lee Strasberg, who did Hyman Roth, who is a great actor's teacher. Michael V. Gazzo, who played Frank Pentangeli, and your winner, Robert De Niro, who was wonderful. And I have more on that coming up, but
I'm happy with that win.
I'm happy with that win.
I'm happy with Gazzo getting nominated. I think that's a good nomination. I think that's kind of badass.
Yeah.
Obviously, Strasberg. I like that. It's pretty small, but
he's good. He's really, really good. I think if I could do it over again, I would either. I don't know who the other nominees are. I didn't write them down, but
Throne Cazale.
I was going to say.
You
could argue he's the best of those 4.
Right. 100%.
Yeah. So I would certainly put him over Gazzo as Pentangeli, who's very, very good, but Cazale is just absolutely like a beam of light in this movie.
Man.
He's unbelievable. Supporting actress, Talia Shire lost. I'm okay with that. She was better in this one, but I'm okay with that. It won Adapted Screenplay and Best Art Direction, and lost Best Costume Design, and won Best Dramatic Score. Sorry, I probably should have put all the winners there and then told you the ones that lost, but it won Best Dramatic Score. I also didn't know back in the past that there was a difference between dramatic and comedic score. Weird, but it won Best Dramatic Score. Weird. Figure we'd start the talk with De Niro. I thought I had something here for you in my notes, but I don't see it here. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So I do want to start with De Niro. He's the biggest difference between Part 1 and Part 2 because it's early Vito and we get to see Vito operate as a young man rather than an aging, Don. And I think it's really fantastic to see him operate with the young family as they're kind of struggling to get through America. I'm not saying this right. I like seeing the way he has to build himself up literally from ground zero. Like you mentioned, he's a kid that can't speak, that comes over to America with no family, and he somehow managed to become one of the most powerful men in the country.
Yeah.
And I like seeing the early family dynamics.
Right. And you see like just enough of it. Like you get all the small things that lead him there. I mean, that end up being big, but you don't see him make huge moves. You see him make little tiny moves, like his first little tiny moves that end up being super important. Which keeps it kind of not lighthearted, but like, I don't know. The stakes are kind of less high, or it's more like in a nice little tight box.
Yeah, and also the people, like, unlike Michael, the people who are kind of in the place that he eventually occupies, like Don Fanucci, for instance, is just kind of a dick to everybody.
Yeah, he's being kind of a good. He's like almost like a Robin Hood sort of in this.
Yeah, and I mean, eventually he will operate that space, and people will pay him monthly for protection, and that's how he makes his money. And he runs illegal gambling operations. Right. I'm not saying he's a good guy, but as he's rising to power, he helps out the community and gets them on his side. And we see that, at least to some degree, that at the time of Godfather Part 1, where he's this Don Vito Corleone, people are still paying respect to him. Really, it seems like from a point of reverence, and very few from a point of fear.
Right. Because he helps people.
Because he helps people, yeah. Exactly. And you see that right out of the gate, which I think is a really cool angle. Absolutely incredible performance by De Niro.
Yeah.
He's one of two instances where a different actor has won an Oscar playing a same character as someone else who won an Oscar for the same character. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Can you name the other instance?
Joker?
Yes, that's it. Which I think is like not totally the same.
Right.
This is literally a sequel.
Yeah, this isn't the same canon. The other one isn't the same.
Yeah,
canon.
They're both the Joker, but Heath Ledger won for The Dark Knight. In a different universe, Joaquin Phoenix wins for the Joker.
Also, didn't Todd Phillips also say that this isn't like the Joker that becomes the Joker with Batman? It's like a early part of it or something.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Doesn't matter. So this is pretty much the only one.
Right.
And it's great. And it's crazy that Marlon Brando went the distance with this one character, went farther than he was called to do. You know what I mean? He adapted it. He put the stuff in his mouth. He did this whole thing and just made it all up kind of. And it became so iconic. And then you have Robert De Niro, who's just at the start of his career. Who's okay, now play that young.
Right.
And do it in a way that's believable, but it's completely different.
Yeah, he kind of changes his voice. He has a very slow, deliberate manner about him. He certainly probably made choices, but they feel like the right choices.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. Go ahead.
There's a moment when they're hanging the sign up. My overall point is going to be he's always moving he's always moving slower and calmer than everybody else around him. And in that scene specifically, they're hanging up the sign and a car comes and almost hits him. And everybody's moves super fast and is all crazy and mad.
And he's literally swearing at him.
Yeah, and he literally just kind of steps out of the way of the car and then looks down after the car, but doesn't do anything or make any other reaction other than that. I don't know.
Yeah, he's very calm and collected throughout all the different things. Clemenza hands him a gun. Hey, man, through the window. You speak Italian? Hide this for me. And it's a gun that he's just kind of scratches his chin a little bit. And he's like, okay. And then Don Fanucci gets up in the middle of the play. And I think that's Janko next to him, right? And he says something and sit down, whatever. And Don Fanucci turns around. He's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
And De Niro kind of just stares right back. Hey, who is that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's calm and collected. Doesn't seem scared. Doesn't seem anything.
Kind of Tom Hagen-y.
Makes you wonder
if Tom Hagen wound up the way he did because Vito kind of took him under his wing and wasn't actually his son, so he could raise him a little more raise him like he would be.
Or the other way, if since
Sonny is all gnarly. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say that since Hagen clearly joined this family, probably has a huge amount of love and respect for Vito because got him off the streets, that maybe he tried to emulate him as a character. So, yeah, Robert De Niro, one of our great actors of his or really any generation, just totally all announcing time. Himself.
Yeah.
I know he was in a couple other movies before this. One of them was Mean Streets. That was a big movie. Still is. But just totally announcing himself and wins an Oscar in this movie. It's wonderful. All right, a huge part of this is the downfall of Michael's morality. And no way around it. Not a huge fun topic to talk about, but we gotta do it. Definitely starts in part 1, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue all the way back to the Saluzzo
You see
killings.
where they're going with it.
Yeah. And for most of that, you're rooting for him because he's trying to do it for the family. Not his family, but the family. And we're on their side.
Mm-hmm.
But you trace it all, knowing where he goes, you trace it all the way back, and you can see the wheels turning early for Michael. And then when we didn't even talk about this in the first podcast, but when he shuts the door on Kay as the last shot of the movie, and basically is pretty heavy-handed symbol of him shutting her out of his life, of his real life. That's like the first moment of, oh, damn, Michael.
Yep.
Going dark. Really escalates in part 2 of the darkness.
Yeah.
Like we're full on. I mean, he definitely murders the heads of the 5 families in the first one. Mm-hmm. But again, like you said in the first podcast, that's under the rules of the game,
Yeah.
And then in this one, he's just like, everybody's out to get me. I got to outsmart and think and eliminate all my enemies. And
not everybody's really agreeing with him.
Yeah.
But / he's not really even like, he can't really talk to anybody about anything because he doesn't trust anybody except Reagan. And
maybe Al Neri, but that's because Al Neri will do fucking anything.
Yeah. And I don't know if he consults with Neri too much.
I think it's more of an ordering people what to do sort of thing. Yeah, it's scary to watch and think about, and he's just becomes like an evil character. So, next top 5, what are the 5 most evil things Michael does, or aspects about Michael? You can include part 1 if you want.
Okay, so number 5, 3, and 4 are all a little bit related, but
go for it.
Number 5 in general, just losing his family and no longer really taking them into consideration or their safety into consideration, even though he's like saying that he's all about family. And just not just like Kay and his kids. I'm talking like with Connie and obviously Fredo, but there's kind of a reason behind that. But like, just it feels like he's losing it. And
he tells himself he's doing it for the family, but
yeah. And he's manipulating a lot. And that's kind of a blanket statement, sort of thing, but pretty evil.
Yeah.
Just, number 4, I would have to say the fight with Kay. Slapping her just in general.
Oh, I didn't have that. Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
Just
I should have had
that response in general. I mean, she is trying to
hurt him.
Hurt him.
Definitely.
So
the abortion scene.
The abortion scene. But yeah, it really doesn't take it well.
No.
Number 3, similarly, the closing of the door is just rough.
In the first one?
No. At the end of the second one, when they last see each other, and she's trying to say goodbye to the kids quickly.
Yeah, and he
just walks in super slowly. Like, and then it just slows, and she immediately, you hear outside, just immediately start crying. It's really rough.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Forgot about that. Didn't have that either.
Number 2, I have kills Fredo. Number 2, yes, I have kills Fredo.
Okay, well, I think our top 2 are going to be the same if you have something that outdoes kills Fredo.
Yeah, number 1, I have sets up killing the prostitute and drugging Pat, Gary, and
yeah, that's bad.
Pretty rough.
That's really scary and bad.
It's super, like, you're kind of watching it and you're like, whoa, am I even watching the same movie right now? It's like, dude, I just put on Goodfellas or something.
Seriously, am I rooting for these people?
No.
Yeah. At this point, you're not. Yeah. My list is pretty similar. Number 5, I had bringing Kay into all this in general. Just the fact that like she was done. She was in New Hampshire, back in part 1. I don't want, I forgot about Michael, and then he brings her back in, basically to like for his own hubris so that he has someone to bear him children. I don't know what
he's like. I'm out on relationships. This is probably all I got. I need a kid.
I think he thinks he loves her, but he clearly doesn't. So it's rough. The moment where he says anyone can be killed is like, oh God, Tom says, it's impossible. You can't, whatever. And he goes, I'm surprised at you, Tom. At this day and age, anyone can be killed. It's like, wow, okay, shit. When he asks Kay, does it feel like a boy when she's pregnant, is like weird and creepy to me.
Yeah, hate that.
Yeah. I don't know if evil is the right term for that, but that's just like, oh, gross. And then I had the same, I reversed them, but I had the sex worker second and Fredo first. I mean, they're both unbelievably terrible sins. Mm-hmm. Oh man, Michael. Bad. Al Pacino though. Good. A lot of people I have seen suggest that this is the greatest film on-screen performance of all time. Can you get there?
I like it.
Yeah.
I would say, there's not a lot of, I don't want to say range because he does have a lot of range.
Yeah, definitely.
But I would say between the two, like this wouldn't be as good without the first, because I think seeing Michael be how he is at the very beginning of the movie.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Who is like a completely different person.
Right.
And then he develops into kind of more of a boss character, but isn't evil. And then in this one, he's kind of just like, he's pretty much there. And I think his arc is more like bad to like being worse of a person, but then like kind of starting to realize that he's worse of a person and getting better at the thing he does at the same time. Right. Yeah. And it kind of just weighing on him. So you get that a lot.
Yeah. I don't know who else I would throw into the, I guess I'll just restrict it to male performances, since we can, that's the category if you're getting an Oscar, but we don't have to. I don't know who I would throw in there. I don't know if I would say this is the best ever, but it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I don't have any off the top of my head that I would use to rebut that.
Yeah.
But again, travesty that he didn't win the Oscar and then had to wait like 20 years, and he won his Oscar for Scent of a Woman, which is a movie that people don't even talk about anymore.
Yeah, that was just a gimme.
Yeah.
Rough. Pacino's career, pretty interesting.
Pretty interesting. Again, another phenomenal actor. All right, I have top 5 Al Pacino line readings in this. This is going to be a little fun. Top 5 Al Pacino line readings for this movie. Do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I only have one.
Okay.
Because there is one that is my clear favorite.
All right, well, why don't you read that one, and then I'll see if it makes my list.
In my home? In my bedroom? Where my wife sleeps? Where my children come and play with their toys. He just starts off right at the top.
Yeah.
And it just...
The volume difference. I think they hit that in the rewatchables too. I mentioned something about that in one of these podcasts, but I think they hit that exact line. It's really great. I had that as number 5.
Nice. Where my children come and play with their toys.
So that's my number 5. You broke my heart, Fredo. I know it was you. I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart. His like voice is cracking when he does it.
Yeah, he's like shaking his head.
Yeah, it's really good. So we mentioned it before. I told you it was coming up. I don't know this Merle. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he lives on. I just love the accent on the "don't" on the second one. I don't know what he does. Like, he's just like disgusted and embarrassed for Merle.
Like, and he's behind him the whole time, just sitting there.
He's right there saying it. Oh my God. It's really funny.
And then he tells him to leave her.
Yeah, right in front of him. And she does.
Come live with me.
So in high school, I think I've mentioned Graham Patzner on this show before, but Graham Patzner loved the line in the in the abortion argument. He says, "This conversation is over." And then he takes his hand and wipes it across and says, "Over!" And so whenever we would get into an argument, grandpassment would just go, over!
That's a dark one.
Yeah, but it came up a lot, and it always makes me laugh. So, whew. Also, if I laugh during the abortion scene and I'm not around very close friends, I get dirty looks. When they're looking for the assassins, he goes up to Rocco and he goes, Rocco, I want them alive. And then Rocco goes, well, we'll try. And he goes, Rocco, alive! It's like, oh, shit. So that's my number one. It's kind of like the over. I should have reversed those, actually. But Rocco, alive! Basically, what we're getting at between the two of us is that there's significant volume differences in some of his readings from part one and from even earlier lines in part two. He accelerates quite quickly.
Hold on, I meant to talk about this in part one. I love in part one where he goes, where he's talking to Kay and he's like, okay, this one time I will let you ask about my business. And then she asks and he just lies.
Yeah, just lies.
Like, why even give her the one time?
Oh, man. And she's like so happy for a second.
Yeah.
And then like 3 seconds later, it's like, oh, he just lied to me. All right, let's get into it. We've alluded to it before. This movie is confusing. I think it's intentionally confusing. You're supposed to think like Michael. It's not like the first one, which is fairly straightforward. I guess the first one, if you watch it once, can be confusing, but they definitely tell you everything and sort of map it out for you, but they're not holding your hand while doing it. I would say that's true in the second one. But the not holding your hand is like, they're like waving at you from the other boat, like.
Well, and there is intentional confusion.
I agree.
Yeah.
So here are my questions. I got a bunch. Again, I talked about the rewatchables already once. They do a great bit on this. I'm not going to touch the who opened the drapes question because.
Okay, but I did want to say one thing, and maybe this won't make the podcast. This is purely conversational between you and I, but the nitpicking of why she doesn't already close the windows or have them closed. Like he comes in and she's like, the windows.
Well, let's talk about it. Like, if you want to talk about it, I'm down to talk about it.
She was asleep.
Right.
Which they don't talk. I'm talking rewatchables in general. Nitpicking.
Oh, in their lore, and they were like, "Who goes to sleep with the windows open, the drapes open?"
No. They said like she's sitting in there in the room, and then Michael comes in, and then she says, "Why are the drapes closed?"
Right.
But she's asleep.
Right. Okay.
So it happens while she's asleep, and then he comes in, and she's like, "Just wake." She's like, "Oh, just waking up," and she sits up, and she's like, "Why?" It's actually
makes more sense.
It's kind of effective.
I think it's effective, but then okay, so we're talking about it then.
Yeah.
Who do you think opened the drapes? I guess I'll just answer a yes or no question.
Do you think it's Fredo?
I
don't mind that being the thing. If it wasn't, I could see them paying off like anybody to just like
to open the drapes.
Like there's maids and it's a huge party that's still going on.
Right.
Kind of.
Right.
It's just like he could have been like, oh, like he could have told a maid, go open the doors, made something up. I don't know.
Yeah. I tend to think.
But I guess kind of the argument is then he knew that Michael was going to be killed.
Right.
Is another big question.
I think I find it hard
to. That's the main question.
That is the main question. I find it hard to believe that Fredo's that stupid, especially if they're talking about drapes, that he wouldn't know that it was a hit. But he is painted as stupid.
Is that the only thing? I think there is. Is that the only thing that he is accused of? Is that like what he is accused of doing? Is setting up the assassination?
Yeah, I mean,
is there like, is it just that he talked to someone?
Well, Michael knows that he was the one that betrayed him in somehow that led to his assassination. Whether he opened the drapes directly or just gave them information, maybe gave them a layout of the house, whatever it was.
Right.
He did something, and Michael eventually figures that out. But I don't think we ever know. Or
I say he like somehow helped plant a maid, or like bring over like a servant onto the other side, or give info about the staff working that night.
Right. We'll never know.
Yeah.
These are the questions. So number 2, I think it's pretty clear that Roth puts the hit on Pantangeli. Right? In the bar.
Yeah.
Why did he say that Michael Corleone says hello?
Well, this is the whole thing too.
I know.
Isn't this the ad-libbed line?
Oh, do they cover this one too?
Yeah.
Well, I still want to know. And my follow-up question is, and I think I figured this out in this latest reading, but they really don't hold your hand on this. Was that hit intentionally staged? Or did they actually want to kill him and make a mistake? So here's where I'm at. Later on, Tom Hagen is talking with Michael and says, Roth played this brilliantly because the guy's name, I don't remember, the head guy running the investigation, the government, hearing with the glasses, works for Roth.
Mm-hmm.
And so that would lead me to believe that they knew he was going to get indicted and that Pantangeli would testify against him if Pantangeli thought that Michael was trying to kill him. That's a lot of assumptions on the part of Roth to feel like he can properly stage a thing and that Pantangeli would then betray him and that you would eventually be able to testify, or you could just kill Pantangeli.
Why would they? I like that they purposefully didn't kill him. They put the Michael thing in his head so that they would testify against Michael.
So you think that's intentional?
I don't think. Yeah.
Kind of like.
I don't think that's
Jamie
that
Lannister says hello or sends his regards.
True. Yeah, exactly like that. Actually.
Of course, they actually kill him.
True. But
it's confusing.
It is confusing, but I don't think it's that much of a stretch to think that to like make this
you can't even, it's so confusing you can't even get your thought out straight.
Maybe part of Fredo's betrayal had to do with knowing that Michael and Pantangeli were kind of butting heads in the first scene or something.
Maybe.
So that when
this is why I have questions.
Yeah.
I think it's possible that it was staged. The murder was staged. They say Michael Corleone.
It is a very awkward scene.
It is.
It's like a super weird scene.
But then to assume that Pantangeli, who operates under the mafia rules, would then go and testify against him, I think is a big assumption. Which he does. But I think it's a big assumption.
But what if they knew that the FBI was going to pick him up? How did the FBI pick him up?
I don't remember.
Because he got arrested?
No, I think I don't remember.
When he was, after like almost getting killed?
Maybe. There was a cop there. But then why is the cop there staged too? Like if it's staged,
no,
which
cop's
part?
Not staged because they're surprised when he gets killed in the end, or when he kills himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a hit, is it?
No.
Okay.
Because he talks about the Romans would go back. Yeah. That's a good scene.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on from that one.
Oh.
No, you got more?
No, I mean it's just fun.
I mean, I'm just so confused by it. So the only way I can make it out is that if it was a staged hit, Michael Corleone says hello, and then you assume Frank Pantangeli goes and testifies against Michael, where in that hearing the main guy is run by Roth.
Right.
In order to get Michael out of the equation,
right.
Put him in jail, and Roth can then operate freely without Michael's. But that's a lot of hoops to jump through.
But it kind of is more, it kind of is like, it makes more sense than it just all being like accidental.
I agree.
Because then it wouldn't make sense of why you'd say that, because you'd just be like telling someone right before that they died a lie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Why would he tell a dead guy a lie?
This is why it's in the questions category. All right. Why, not how, why did Fredo betray? I think you could probably come up with the most clear answer. He didn't feel respected by the family. I got skipped over, Mike.
My whole life.
Is that enough, though?
Well, it is enough if he didn't know that it was going to cause such a problem. But, like, why wouldn't he know that? I mean, he's obviously...
Yeah, man.
He's obviously
in part
kind of
one,
dumb.
Don't ever take the sides outside the family.
It's like, what
again.
are you doing, dude?
Like, what are you doing, man? So then I have what was the betrayal? We touched on that. I don't think we'll ever really know.
Yeah. I believe him, though. That he
didn't think it was a hit? I think I believe him, too, because I just don't think he's smart enough to...
I don't think he physically... I think something he did help them physically open the blinds, but I don't think he physically opened the blinds.
Yeah. That's where I'm at, too.
There's got to be someone else in there. I mean, like, it's... Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah. That's where I'm at, too. But, again, I don't think you're ever supposed to know. So... Did Tom Hagen know it was an abortion?
I think yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
He was watching over the family. He knows a lot about a lot of things. He's in charge of the compound. Seems like he knew.
Yep.
Scary. Scary thing to keep from Michael. If he ever figures it out.
Scary thing. Yeah, right. I guess so.
How did Don Fanucci last so long? It doesn't seem like anybody likes him. Doesn't seem like he has any muscle. Just walking around freely in his white suit the whole time.
That's it. Like one scene.
Yeah, but it seems like he's going to collect money in different places. Not as goons. I assume he works for... I think they mentioned that he works for a larger family. But still, I mean, like...
Yeah, not totally developed there.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to kill.
What's the Cuba plot?
Just literally just...
I do not know what's going on in Cuba. I think they're trying to get some sort of gambling operation going away from the regulations of the U.S. and where mafiosos can like literally just work with the government. I think they hint at things, but I never really understood what's going on in Cuba and why do we have to be there. Love going there. Mm-hmm. Great.
Yeah,
that's not my problem.
Me too.
My problem is it's confusing and I don't know what the goal is.
Yeah, and every time it kind of just like goes by and I'm like, whenever it's coming up or I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I get to rewatch Cuba now and
figure out what's going on. And then they just like gloss over it in 2 seconds.
Then the movie's over and I'm like, did Cuba even exist? Like, what?
Just to be clear, love the Cuba scenes. I just don't know why we're here or why the... It just must be away from
to move the Fredo story along? Is
Maybe.
It like, I don't know, just like a vessel to do that somewhere else with like other players? Yeah, but why couldn't you just
do that?
Because you're in Cuba. It's sick.
I mean, it is sick. Again, not a complaint, just a question. But I still am confused about what's going on.
He was probably like, oh, we can go to Cuba and shoot in Cuba. Did they film in Cuba?
I don't know. I would think.
Because we could just go and film in Cuba. They have all the same cars from that time period there. We don't have to bring any.
Yeah.
Save a little money.
Yeah, true. Another question is, Vito clearly rose to power quickly while there's obviously another mafia presence. That's a statement, not a question. My question is, what happened in the interim? Was there a 5 families situation like there was in Godfather Part 2, or is it a bunch of smaller guys and he was the first one to rise up to like full on Don? I don't understand how that works. I wish I would.
Yeah, but this was part of my point earlier. Is like it's cool that you don't get any of that. You just get the little small time things.
Yeah, and
then you just gotta. But they do say in the first one multiple times that this happens every 10 or so years,
Yeah.
War comes around again.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but I don't really even think that was a war. That was just like he killed one guy and now I'm taking over. So I want to know, was there another war? I guess I would say I don't want there to be Godfather remakes. I would watch The Adventures of Young Vito Corleone.
Yeah, 100%. I think I'm guessing he starts off pretty small time with just some goods and things like that. And
he pretty quickly
gets friends and
buys the Janko olive oil operation to kind of like have a legitimate front. I think I brought up Janko at some point, but he's a much bigger part in the book too. He's like, you actually get his storyline, which is pretty cool. All right, moving on. It's time to talk about Fredo. Man, it's tough to watch. I mean, first of all, Cazale is great.
Yeah.
But
he's all over the place in this movie, like as far as range, you know.
Yeah.
He does everything.
It's really phenomenal, and it's tough to watch, man. It's tough to watch him feel like an outsider and can't control his wife. Gets the phone call from Johnny Ola at night. You know right then that he did something bad. It's just and then with the murder, it's just like
and the last scene in the boathouse or wherever.
Oh man,
in that nice little room, and he's like laying down, and he just fucking loses it. He loses it. He's like shaking.
It's
like,
heartbreaking.
Yeah. It's rough.
It really is.
But don't do stupid things.
Especially around Michael. Although, you got to think he's never really would think that Michael would kill him. But
also, like, what was it?
What was the end goal?
Right. If you didn't think he was going to get killed, what were you doing? What little thing were you doing that you think wouldn't have any consequences and everything was going to go? Were you just doing it for money?
Do you think he wouldn't figure it out?
Do you think it was just like a payout or like...
I don't know.
Like a one-time thing?
I don't think Fredo's lacking for funds.
Right.
He's on the family payroll.
He was just trying to get into the other family?
I don't know.
Seems pretty bummed when the family disowns him for someone who just before was like selling some sort of piece of information.
Yeah. John Cazale tragically died young. Died of lung cancer. 5 movies in his repertoire, in his Rolodex. They're all all-timers. Here they are. We're not the first to talk about this. Godfather Part 1 and 2, Deer Hunter, Dog Day Afternoon, and The Conversation. That's an incredible 5-film filmography.
Yep.
So
nominated for Dog Day Afternoon?
I think so, yeah. Which he's really good in. And he's different in every movie.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I've seen The Deer Hunter all the way through.
Oof.
It's kind of a tough hang.
It's a good movie.
And so I'll eventually get to that, but it might just be a one-time watch for me. The rest of them he's great in, and he's different in all of them. And he's different in Godfather 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Which is another crazy
Man, his bedroom is the most Fredo bedroom ever. I have that in my notes.
What do you mean? I don't even remember.
It's like...
Oh, it's like really stylized.
Yeah,
got
it's
like zebra
silk.
print. And,
It feels like out of the 80s or something. It's just like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, his story is heartbreaking. Final question on Fredo. Did Fredo deserve it?
I don't know. I mean, he should have known better.
He should have known better.
I don't know if that means he deserves it.
Eileen, no.
Eileen, no. It seemed like he was legitimately like remorseful and like also for the one day super happy to be back in the family.
Yeah.
Taking young Anthony out
fishing. And like you can't really think he was going to do it again. Michael's point of view is he could possibly do it again and or can't let things like this slide. You go against the family, you got to go. What?
You know what's interesting? Parallel with this and Don Ciccio or whatever his name is, having to go after young Vito. Yeah. It's like he's gonna grow up and come back and kill me one day. Yeah. So I gotta kill him.
Yeah. And he does.
He
does kill him. Fuck Don Ciccio, man. Ciccio. All right. Is this the most wonderfully acted movie by the collective cast in the history of cinema?
Yes.
I think I landed on yes, too.
Yeah.
Because there's like 9 performances that are just excellent.
Yep.
And where we talked about it, they had 3 best supporting actor nominations.
Could have been 4.
The best one
didn't get nominated.
I mean, De Niro's really great, so I don't know if he's the best. But John
then
Cazale...
then you got De Niro starting his career. You got Al Pacino doing probably his most important role of all time. You got fucking Lee Strasberg coming in, a legendary acting coach, and just like acting in one of a few movies that he's actually in.
Yeah.
Because he's more theater.
And
just
excellent.
doing this like subtle little thing, and you just like don't even realize how good it is until like it's kind of through with.
You get Diane Keaton, who will very soon become one of the biggest stars on the planet with Annie Hall, and she's got a lot more to do in this one. It's really harrowing, but I mean, the first one she doesn't have a whole lot to do. She's got a lot more to do in this one. Yeah. And Talia Shire gets nominated.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful. All right. So what are your top acting performances from the group? I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody, and I don't really care the order that much, but I think there's a very clear top 6, unless I'm forgetting somebody.
All right, I got 5, Strasberg.
Yeah.
So good. 4, I got Gazzo.
Okay.
This was my favorite time watching him. Like, I feel like I liked him more than I've ever have in this last rewatch. Just appreciating kind of like, I don't know, his development. And I love the scene at the beginning.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good.
Mort.
Number 3, I got Duvall.
Yeah.
Just still doing so little, but so much. But when he's in the courtroom, he's like, it deserves an apology. Senator. Out of nowhere. Just, oh, shit. 2, I got Cazale, and 1, I got Pacino.
Yeah. So
no, De Niro did not make my top 5.
Yeah, I was trying to calculate that. Okay, interesting.
I don't know.
I'm fine with it. Okay, I did 6. I left out Gazzo.
Mm-hmm.
I did Diane Keaton, number 6.
Jeez.
That's right. Lee Strasberg, number 5. All the reasons you said. Robert Duvall, number 4. I had trouble ranking these top 4. Honestly, I think these are the 4.
Yeah.
And if you argued one way or the other, I'm fine with it. Number 3, I had De Niro. Number 2, I had Cazale, and number 1, I had Pacino.
Nice.
It's paper thin.
I left. De Niro got the Oscar, so I just left him off.
Yeah, he's fine.
Good.
He's got 2 Oscars. He's fine. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna do quotes, director flexes, scenes. We got some fun ones, and we'll finish it off. All right, thanks so much. Hang tight. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. So, top 5 director flexes. I actually have more than 5, if I'm being honest. Well, I have one that's a bunch of different ones.
I got 5.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, do you want to say what you mean by flexes?
Just like,
there's a lot of them.
Coppola is like breaking it out, saying like, I'm fucking Francis Ford Coppola, and
right.
This is why I am.
Number 5, I've got ending with 3 moments in 3 different time periods, just back to back to back, where there's the ending moments of the normal time period. Then they do the flashback to when everybody's younger at the table.
Oh, yeah.
And then they
do the
flash
forward
to when he's an old man.
Yeah.
Just like one right after another is just like, oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's a flex.
That's a good one. I didn't even have that on my list.
4, I said getting Lee Strasberg.
Yeah.
Just get Lee. Get him in here. I got the perfect role for him.
That's great.
3, I did the whole Tahoe party. I just think pulling off a second 30-minute party scene to open a movie with that is all over the fucking place, and doing another one that is almost equally as you could argue which is better.
Mirroring the first one, but yet its own unto itself.
Right. Brilliant.
Fantastic.
2, I did double period piece in 3 countries and like 7 cities. Double period piece.
This is good.
Number 1, I already touched on this, but all the Vito stuff is absolutely incredible, but specifically like the coming over. Also, I gotta throw out one moment. I don't know if it'll come up, but I want to talk about one moment when they're going around the town and they're looking for Vito in the first scene, and they're like, anybody who hides this boy is gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
And it's obviously beautifully shot and all these crazy things. And then you see him get into the little basket on the donkey, and then there's the shot of the town, like the main town square, and they're like yelling, and then you start to see the donkey come out, and it interrupts him. He starts being like, anybody. And then he stops, and the donkey just slowly goes by with a goat trailing behind it. And then the guy goes, hello. And they're like, hello. And then they all start yelling again. I love that. Sorry, I might have been far from the mic, but I feel like I was yelling. Yeah. So just like the Ellis Island stuff specifically.
Yeah, really good.
Incredible shots and everything.
And a really sweeping musical score as the boat arrives and you see the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, and it's like he didn't have to do Coming to America, you know what I mean? He could have done a couple shots, but he does this crazy 5-minute thing of just like, and it's like Titanic. It's like this huge. I mean, the budget is just like
probably insane.
Yeah.
Hey, when you make the top grossing film of all time, they're going to give you the budget.
I'm saying.
Was that it? I wasn't counting.
That was 5.
Nice. I'm looking at my list. I think I only have 4 total, but one I got split up into a bunch. So I'll just give the list. I love the shot where Tom Hagen leaves the Johnny Ola meeting in the first scene in Nevada, and he goes to the glass door. He goes, Tom only handles a certain part of the business, so we're gonna have this conversation privately. And he goes, "You just let me know if you need me, Michael." And he kind of like walks away like a sad puppy.
Yeah.
And he closes the door, but it's a glass door, so we can still see it. And it's just a lot like them closing the door on Kay Adams in the first one. I just love that shot. And they hang on him for a while, which is again we talked about. I think we talked about in the first episode how Tom Hagen's almost like one of the avatars through which you view this family. That's like kind of not relatable in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I really like that shot.
Nice.
Love the Clemenza shot where he's breaking to steal the rug and the cop knocks on the door and he breaks out the gun. I saw a breakdown on YouTube. I think it was from Cineflix where they were like, this is one of the greatest wide shots of all time because they could show Clemenza, they could show the door, they could show both of them, but instead they also show you the other side of the door, which in your mind kind of brings the expectation that this guy's going to walk in and get his brain splattered over on that side. And then they don't. So like the tension's building because you're allowed to see that part, thinking in your mind, oh man, this guy, they're going to show it. But they don't show it. So that's good tension builder, good shot.
Reminded me of Fincher when I watched it this time, that shot.
Yeah. I like it. It's a good one. The way he, I don't know, just like takes his time and you see everything. I don't know if I said that right.
No, you didn't.
Finchery. Very good. The whole Don Fanucci murder sequence, big time flex.
Yep.
He's got, so I got a couple bullet points here. There's the light flashing on and off of Vito when he's holding the towel gun around him. It's like,
wow, you just skipped right to the climax.
I know I didn't organize this right, but that's first of all, it's like he's operating in the light in the dark, or it's like Vito's Donness coming on. Yeah, love that.
Yeah,
there's this part of the Jesus statue that you can only see the face of as it's like cut. It's like being processed through the parade, and you can see through a couple of carts, and you can only see the face of the Jesus statue, and it's like, oh, geez, okay, we get it. Lots of long shots. They're all good.
So good. Italy in general. Oh, wait, are you talking about that scene specifically?
That scene.
Yeah, but also Italy in general.
Yeah.
So many good long shots. But the rooftop, dude.
The rooftop.
When you first see him up there, and he's following him.
It's incredible. And the music in that scene is like top notch.
Yeah.
So I have that. And then another director flex I have is they really subtly focus in on Kay in the hearing when Michael's giving his speech about how he's innocent. They got you focused in on Kay.
Yeah.
reacting to that. And it's a really nice, subtle touch. And I think Kay is another avatar through which you're viewing this family.
Definitely. It's also interesting that they go straight to the abortion scene right after he gets let off.
Yeah.
It's like,
you're let off technically, legally.
Yeah. But it's also like at that moment, like it's so, I don't know, badass of her, I guess, or something that like it wasn't a moment of like, okay, he's let off.
You didn't get punished, but I'm going to punish you now.
Yeah.
Oof, man.
Pretty good.
All right. Quotes. Sounds like you didn't do any.
You know.
All right. Well, I got a few.
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Honorable mention here. Oh, I think I brought this up already, and I think I said I had it later, but I didn't know the people who gave them to me when Michael's kid says that about the people who gave them presents.
No, yeah.
We talked about that, and I had it later, and I forgot where it came up, but that's where it came up. Let me wet my beak.
Mm.
A little
Is this
Don
where
Fanucci
it
in
came
there.
from?
I'd have never heard it anywhere else.
I feel like it's become a saying now, wet my beak.
It certainly could become a saying from The Godfather.
Yeah.
Why do you hurt me, Michael? That's what Tom says to Michael, and it's just like, oh, man,
So
Michael's
good.
just getting everybody. I don't feel like I have to wipe everybody out, Tom, just my enemies.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
That's a good one. And then the other two are, you know, all-time classics and obvious. I know it was you, Fredo, and keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
So good.
All right. We're going to finish it off. The Godfather Part 2. Top 5 scenes. We didn't really do top 5 scenes of the last one. We kind of just went through it, but I feel like there are more sectioned off scenes in this movie rather than crazy big sequences.
Yeah.
So I think it works a little bit better for this one.
I've probably talked about all of mine.
I've definitely talked about mine. But let's hear the ranking.
The ranking is number 5. I got Frankie's drunk meeting with Michael.
That's my number 5 as well.
Number 4, I've got Vito travels to America, or essentially Ellis Island.
Yeah, that's a great one. I left that one off.
Number 3, I've got Roth with his shirt off.
Yep.
That scene is so well written. It's
really
crazy and so well acted. That's when you realize how evil Roth is, or
that man's name was Mo Green.
Man.
And
we could do that whole monologue. The whole monologue is so good.
I didn't ask who gave the order. It's phenomenal.
Also, like, were we already supposed to know that, or did we know that there was a connection there?
Mo Green there? Mm-hmm. The Mo Green? I don't think so.
Such a good line. Such a good drop of knowledge.
Yeah.
Just like,
he knew Mo Green.
Yeah. Number 2, I got Michael kisses Fredo.
Yeah.
And number 1, I've got Vito kills Don Fanucci.
Yeah.
It's just, that's always, whenever he's in Italy, I'm like, are we at the part where he's about to, kill Don Fanucci?
That's not in Italy.
Sorry, I just meant flashback.
Yeah.
My bad.
Right. That was the part where, Becky is a Godfather 2 person.
I know. I remember she said that.
And when I told her I was rewatching it this past week, she's like, oh, okay, cool. I want to watch it. She fell asleep right before that part. And she was like, ugh, that was my favorite part.
Damn.
So I started it back up the other night. She's like, can you rewind a little bit? Let's get back in the mood for some Don Fanucci action.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's pretty cool that she's a Godfather too. Respect.
Yeah, respect.
What does she like about it?
I don't know. She doesn't remember.
Okay.
No, I think she likes the Vito stuff a lot. If I'm being honest, I don't know that she remembers all of everything.
What, like Cuba?
Well,
because nobody does, because it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, I don't know that she remembers how. I just don't remember. Don't think she remembers all the mechanics of it, because I was explaining certain parts. I mean, I've seen it. I just watched it and I don't know all the mechanics. But I just think a lot of times when I'm rewatching these movies, I'm doing it later in the evening and she falls asleep. So
yeah, that makes sense.
I think she basically. I think she thinks The Godfather 2 is just the killing of John Petrucci.
Right.
No, I'm joking, of course. All right, my list is very similar. I got Pentangeli and Michael at number 5.
Nice.
I got Michael and Fredo at number 4.
Ooh, I forgot. Well, that made me forget that and another one, honestly. I just forgot.
And I forgot the Coming to America part. You know,
Nice.
I mean, like, there's so many. I got the Steal the Rug scene, number 3.
Ooh, yeah.
Love that scene.
Okay.
No Shirt Roth, number 2. And Fanucci, number 1.
But then there's also Michael and Hagen. There's also Michael and Hagen.
Great scene. There's also Michael with Fredo and daiquiris.
Right. That's a good scene,
That's
too.
a really good scene, too.
How do you say banana daiquiri? And it's banana daiquiri.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the hearing is incredible.
Yeah, the hearing's pretty good.
Frank Pentangeli and Tom Hagen in jail talking about Roman emperors. Oh. It's a great scene.
Sad, though.
Yeah, it's really sad. You know, they take care of their families, though, Tom. And he's like, oh, God. So he's just like wiping himself out, and the Corleones will take care of the family, the Pentangeli family. Ugh. Good one. Godfather Part 2, man. Greatest sequel of all time? Just kidding. Save it for the sequel pod.
Fine, but yes.
Maybe. No, I don't think I disagree.
Undeniably. Because of what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, you're right.
They're literally considered, people argue about which is the better, greatest movie of all time.
No, I agree. It's incredible. I love it. I'm still a Godfather 1 person, but you know, I'm going to watch these movies 50 more times in my life. Maybe I'll change.
Yeah.
There's time to evolve.
I kind of had a feeling I was going to this time, and then it didn't happen.
I thought you were too in our pre-pod conversations.
Yeah. I was like kind of like amping up for it because I was like, you know, the first one is surprisingly simple, as complicated as it is. It could, you know, the second one has a little more.
God knows what's going on.
Right, which I love that.
Yeah.
But it's just such a bummer at the end.
Yeah. And that's where I land on. I like spending time with the actual Corleone family, not the extended, you know, crime family, but the actual Corleone family more. Until Sonny gets it.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Jack. This was fun. We're going to do other movies.
Where are my children? Come and play with their toys.
Over! This podcast is over!
Nice.
Thanks so much. I don't know. What's the next movie we're going to do?
Ooh, I don't know. Movie?
Yeah.
Big Lebowski?
Maybe. I got an idea too, but I'll keep it close to the vest.
Nice.
I don't think we have a firm plan on our next podcast, so not going to we got a couple ideas. We've hinted at sequels. Well, we'll leave it there. Big Lebowski and sequels. Could be Matt Damon, since we pretty much did that during the Leo pod anyway.
Leo Part 2, but it's just Matt Damon. We call it Leo Part 2.
That's good. All right. Thanks, everybody. Let us know what you think of the list. Let us know what you think of The Godfather 2. What you want to see next if you have any ideas, and we'll see you in the next one.
Chichi, aporta.